us in the moment right now, because I know there's a lot that's currently under consideration. Where do we stand at the moment? We're talking about, here we are in April 2023. That's not the only debate as to where things fall. Like the repercussions are also interesting in terms of what's being proposed.
This is where we start to see we start to learn a little bit about the implementation of these regulations as we start looking beyond crypto. But before we get to that, just really quick, I want to, as far as like a look to the future and what's happening right now, last year, the SEC came out with a case against an individual, actually two individuals, pertaining to their alleged trading of securities using Coinbase. Coinbase was not directly cited as a defendant here, and not indirectly either.
But the platform
was used.
Right.
And 9 cryptocurrencies were listed that these two people had participated in insider trading with. Now, what's interesting about that is neither Coinbase has a chance to defend itself, nor any of the creators of these 9 cryptocurrencies.
Because the assumption is, in essence, you're now in equity.
By the SEC alleging that these 9 cryptocurrencies were used in insider trading, they are implying that they are securities.
Right.
Without actually going after any of the creators of those securities as creating an unregistered security, or without going after Coinbase being an unregistered exchange. What they did is they went after these two individuals and just kind of let those little details kind of lay in between the cracks there. So the CFTC almost immediately responded to this. They saw it as strong arming. They saw it as the SEC overreaching. These 9
squatting on their
creators.
Domain.
Yeah. And so the CFTC immediately responded, saying that it was enforcement by regulation. They strongly indicated that they believed they had some oversight over at least some of those assets. And
so is that still a fierce battle between those two has that part been resolved?
I think behind the scenes, yes, almost certainly. I think in public, these regulators don't like the perception that they are squabbling. We've seen some limited statements come out. We are sort of left to kind of deduce what's going on at these meetings behind the scenes. But the CFTC was very active in defining Bitcoin as a commodity in those early days. And in fact, they were the ones who sort of like took the initiative by releasing statements saying that Bitcoin was a commodity. That wasn't like something from the SEC.
Well, this is almost existential, to a certain extent.
Yes, definitely.
So you talk to a lot of people. So let's get this part, level set. Realistically, what is likely to happen? Because it seems like the case for these to be commodities is, from where I sit, has been perceived as weaker than the case for it to be a security.
I think that's probably...
Is that fair to say? This is like my layperson...
Weaker.
There's a more compelling argument given the risk structure, given the trading structure, given the expectations of buyers, that it would likely fall under SEC jurisdiction.
I think that that's accurate.
Okay.
I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. I do believe that there is plenty of room for a third classification. I think that the 90-year-old regulations that define a security, and therefore indirectly, I suppose, define a commodity, were fine up until the creation of Bitcoin. And I think that there are other blockchains since then that sort of give strong evidence for the possible need of a third category.
And ergo a third regulatory body?
Oh, now that's a fabulous question. I haven't thought that.
Because who would regulate that third category?
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of the fight that's going on right now.
Okay.
There have been jurisdictions elsewhere around the world that have gone for that alternate regulatory environment. I don't know if I doubt the United States would ever do that. But that issue, is there a third asset is crypto fundamentally something different, I think is what these folks are fighting to sort of establish.
So